like I just got out of the swimming pool, but it's actually because we were in the snow all day. And I don't think I have a voice because I was talking so much to friends. So it feels like I haven't been with friends in years, and all this snow stuff. We've been out sledding and doing all this. It's been fun. I just got off the phone with a teacher friend of mine, and she was like, you know what I realized in the pandemic? I have missed my friends. So it's really true. It's really true. Hey, Luann. Luann, the subscriber video is right after this one. It's following. I really wanted to do this first because this is a topic that matters to me, and I'm sure people are going to be like, why is this woman from North Carolina talking about the Virginia governor? Well, there are a few reasons why. Oh, Sunday school today. So COVID, people are dropping like flies where I live. I mean, every 10 minutes, you're like, 3 more people have COVID. So today at Sunday school, I only had 2 children who just recovered from COVID. I just recovered from COVID. So we took a golf cart ride in the snow and ice, and we were all bundled up, and we went to visit the children that had COVID and the people that maybe couldn't get out because of the ice. And the girls went and knocked on people's doors, and we said hello and visited. And it was so fun. Oh, I love my friend Kate Swinson, Finding Cooper's Voice. Friday night on my page, Finding Cooper's Voice. So anyway, so yes, it was a great day. It was really a nice day. Virginia is particularly interesting to me. So I don't know if y'all have caught up with this, but there's a new governor in Virginia. And within his first week in office, he decided that no one is going to wear masks. Now, you might like masks. You might not like masks. I don't really give a crap if you like them or not. I really don't. Here's what I don't like. Now, my family will be like, you're, liberal, you're this. I'm actually conservative, particularly with 2 things. I'm conservative when it comes to paying taxes. So if I'm working and make money, I feel really strongly that when you're working and making money that I don't know why I have to pay the government money. So that's one thing. And the other thing I'm conservative about is I think people should have their own decisions. Now, the governor of Virginia, he too, Youngkin, might think that he is the same thing. So what he said was, I think parents should decide if their children wear masks or not. Okay? And you might be like, well, that kind of makes sense. Well, I don't. And you know why I don't? Because I think that we elect school boards to make decisions based on data. So we have, in North Carolina, we have a Democratic governor, and our governor said, you know what? Every school board is going to make their own decision based on where they live, what they do. So my school board, we started school, we were mask optional, which I wasn't crazy about. But you know what? I voted for a school board. I had a chance to vote, and I'll go with that. So my kids wore masks, but nobody else did. And you know what? That's okay. That's called democracy. Now we've been wearing masks, right? Because the numbers have been skyrocketing. So the biggest problem to me about this is that Governor Youngkin has come in and said, no schools can require masks. And when he says no schools, he also means no private schools. Does it seem a little bit North Korea-ish to control a private school? Do you really want a government that tells private schools what they have to do? Sorry, but I don't. Give a parent autonomy. Let a parent choose a private school. Great. But don't tell a private school what they have to do. That's sort of the reason people choose private schools, in my mind. But call me crazy. So here's what his new rule is. The parents of any child enrolled in an elementary or secondary school or school-based early child care and education program may elect for their children not to be subject to any mask mandate in effect at the child's school or educational program. Now, there's a little bit of a problem with this, and I'll tell you why. There's already a law in Virginia that says school districts have to follow CDC guidelines to the maximum extent practicable until August 1st. That's Senate Bill 1303, which is on the books as Virginia law. So there's one law that says you have to follow CDC guidelines, and now there's this new law that Governor Youngkin has said, well, no, you don't. So tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., now it doesn't apply to school buses, which is interesting. You got to wear a mask on the school bus. Evidently, the federal government has decided ain't nobody gonna make a decision. He's helping by doing that. The parents can choose, not the private or public school. You know, I think when you choose a private school, I'll tell you this, I have 3 children in public school and 1 in private. I'm sort of a public school type. And I say that because I like that there are rules, they have to follow the law. You know, if I know what's expected, I can complain. A private school, you're sort of choosing to go rogue. You're going to go along with the school, and they're going to make the decisions. And if you don't like their decisions, then you leave. And I like that. I mean, that's sort of what a private school is, right? That's the deal. Now, within days of the order's announcement, superintendents in the suburbs just outside D.C. and in Youngkin's new home, Richmond, promised to keep requiring masks. So they have filed a lawsuit that is going to be heard, they think, by Thursday in the Supreme Court. And the Virginia lieutenant governor said that disobedient districts might have their funding pulled. Now, Youngkin said yesterday, I urge everyone to love your neighbor. To love your neighbor. So that's the part of it to me that I don't get. So I know a child that has cystic fibrosis at school. And if you're going to love your neighbor and you know if this child gets sick, they could very well die. We are dealing with a variant that is so contagious. And I'm going to tell you why. So my son Amos came down with COVID a week ago Sunday. I got it Tuesday night. Russell had it by Thursday. Blair had it by Friday. My husband had stayed away from us. He goes hunting, came home, friend had COVID. He came down with COVID. And on Friday, my son at Episcopal High School in Virginia called and they said he's sick. We had to get him home from school for 10 days, whatever. He got it from somebody on the swim team. Okay. So he's home. So I have a son in boarding school in Virginia. I know, go ahead and hate me. But this is ironic. Like, I love some irony. My son's name is Thomas at Episcopal High School in Alexandria. The governor's son's name is Thomas, and he attends Georgetown Prep in Baltimore. And that school has a mask mandate. Here's the school's policy. At this time, Georgetown Prep requires all persons, regardless of vaccination status, to wear masks while indoors on campus, except while eating or while residents are in their dorm room. So here's a governor who is playing some sort of little political game of footsie, who says, oh no, nobody is going to wear masks in private schools. And he feels so strongly about this that he sends his son to a boarding school where they wear masks. Ding, ding, ding. Governor Youngkin, you're a dumbass. Sorry. Go ahead. Sue me for defamation. It's not even defamation. That is absolute truth. This variant is so contagious. I cannot imagine for families with children who are medically fragile thinking, oh my gosh, are you crazy? Yes, so my whole family is vaccinated. We've all gotten sick, right? Because it's contagious. You know who hasn't gotten sick? My friend Erica, who's a PA, because she wears a mask and sees COVID patients all day. She hasn't gotten sick. No, you were wrong. And why is your name Karen? It just seems like this is why the word Karen has become a problem. Karen. Karen. So Episcopal High School, which I adore, where my son attends, private school, and I value the fact that I picked a private school and the private school makes the rules. And I support them making the rules. And if I don't like the rules, then I can go somewhere else. Okay? The governor is not in charge of a school that he doesn't get to control. I can't. And if you think that the governor should control a private school, I would actually call you a liberal, because I think that is so just insanity. Insanity. Like, do you people really want the governor controlling private schools? I don't. I don't. I don't. Okay, so Episcopal High School says this, which I think is genius. Omicron remains highly transmissible in our region. We have seen a number of positive cases in our community during winter break, upon the initial return to campus, and over the past few weeks. Many of these cases have been asymptomatic, and more importantly, none of these cases have resulted in severe illness. We firmly believe our vaccine mandate, which resulted in a 99% vaccination rate on campus, has played a significant role in maintaining the health of our community. This has served us well during the surge of Omicron and will support us as we make this transition. So Episcopal has a vaccine mandate. Do you think the governor should say that the school can have a vaccine mandate? I don't, because it's a private school. And I like private businesses, whether they're a school or a laundromat, to be able to make their own decisions. So there you go. And that's my microphone. And here's what else Episcopal says. Families should be aware that our athletic leagues, numerous outside programs in which our students participate, and some regions for international travel require testing, and even a mild, symptom-free case that results in a positive test could have a significant impact on one's ability to participate or travel. So my son Thomas gets COVID at swim practice. We want him to swim, right? And you had me up until this video. He's now home for 10 days, missing school, missing swimming. Can you imagine how many children, whether at his elite boarding school or at all the other public schools like my 3 children attend, if we didn't have masks on, do you know how many people would have COVID? 8 zillion. And do you know what would happen when all those people get COVID? There will be no school. And so my very smart teacher friend, Bess Little, who I adore, and who will say, I hate wearing a mask. I wear one all day at school. I'm a pre-K teacher. But you know what she said? I don't like to wear one, but it's keeping us in school. It's keeping us in school. If you are a governor and you want what's best for your children, we want to keep them in school. Let schools decide. Let districts decide. And certainly do not boss around a freaking private school. Like, do you want to live in North Korea? Because I don't. Do I want Governor Youngkin to go into a private business and make rules? No, I don't. It's about like that dental hygienist y'all had in Virginia threatening to shoot up everybody. I mean, y'all are crazy. And now here's something else Episcopal said, which I think is really smart. It is important that all members of our community recognize there will be an array of reactions to these impending changes. All are worthy. For some, there are health considerations for self or family. Some have family members who do not have access to the vaccine. Some may worry about implications for international travel home this summer, and some may enthusiastically embrace the change. Understanding and respecting one another and honoring individual viewpoints is imperative in a supportive community. I just think I respect that statement so much. Mask work. I mean, I can't keep having this conversation. It's like me telling y'all 2 + 2 is 4 and you arguing with me that it's 6. They do work. We know it. We know vaccines work. People in the intensive care are not vaccinated. Lindsay said, I am a nurse. Do I like wearing a mask? No, but I do it because I want others to be safe. I absolutely like Governor Cooper in North Carolina, and I like the way that he's given power to school districts. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you like democracy, then you should like that your own town and community gets to make the decision. And don't tell me, well, parents should make the decision. We don't let parents make the decision about anything else. You don't get to go in and talk about the way your child is going to read. Are you using phonics? Are you using the alphabet? What kind of math are you teaching? You don't get to say any of these things. That's why you vote for school board members. And you vote for a governor to support, to me, small communities. I mean, I just cannot imagine having, you're talking two sides out of your mouth. Private school mom here, boarding school and public university are conservative, but husband claims I'm a closet liberal. Your argument holes. Well, maybe I have holes. I didn't say I was any, genius. I just don't think a governor should be able to control a private school's policy. And I think it's bizarre if he feels so strongly about controlling all the private schools and public schools in the entire state of Virginia that he would send his son, who has the same name as my son, to a boarding school in Maryland where they have to wear a mask. Do you not? I mean, if he really feels so strongly about this that he's going to make it a law, if I were governor and I made a law that was so important to me, wouldn't I want my child in a place that was following that law? Yes. So you know what it is? It's political. He promised that to get votes, and now he's having to pay the piper. Yes, he is. Have you ever seen that movie, Are You There? Not, Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. Are you are you there, God? And the guy wants his son to get better, and he's sick, and he's a singer, and he sells his soul to the devil. It has George Burns in it. That's what this feels like to me. This feels like Youngkin has made a deal with George fricking Burns. Authoritarian edicts from the throne. When a private school exists in a public community, I think public health trumps the school decision. You know, I don't. I just, that's the conservative part of me. I think that I don't want there to be a vaccine mandate. You know, I send my child to a place with a vaccine mandate because I respect the fact that they make the rules and I can choose or not choose them to be there. I think that's super important. I think Episcopal is dead on when they're talking about this transmissible Omicron. And I think at my son's school, if children are not wearing masks, all the kids are going to be home, like my son, for 10 days. Just a question. You keep saying he sends his son to a school out of state. No, Katrina, it's not the point that he sends his son to a school out of state. He sends his son to a school in a state that allows mask mandates. Are you following? He has made a law against something and sends his son to a place that allows it. I think that is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Mm-hmm. Did you ever? Oh, Lord, now y'all can all fight. Yes, the teachers will drop like flies and schools will have to shut down. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be great for the children of Virginia. Nobody will get breakfast or lunch. Nobody will get an education. No. All counties in Virginia made decisions on what their rules on masks will be for tomorrow. Our county chose to keep the policy until further guidance. Private schools are making policies as well. Well, Kristen, the law very clearly states tomorrow that parents do not have to have their children wearing masks. Now, Youngkin said people should listen to their principal. The Supreme Court will rule by Thursday. But if you go online and you look at what's happening, there is advice from the governor's office on what to do when a school tries to make your child wear a mask tomorrow. It is going to be a shit show. And I don't think we need any more drama, do we? It's just so exhausting. And it's political. It's not even like he believes this. It's like Tucker Carlson talking about Hunter Biden and then like inviting him to cocktail parties. No. You can't like pretend. It would be like if I was like going to call Youngkin after this and be like, ha, I did this great video. No, like be yourself. Be truthful and be honest. Don't play some little, chintzy game. Anyway, subscribers, see you in a minute. Goodbye.